My name is Mitchell Bean. I'm a 7th through 12th grade social studies teacher at Weskin High School in Weskin, Kansas, USD 242. Now, again, I teach social studies. I have done some coaching in the past, track. I'm not going to be able to do that this year. My focus has been on getting these classes taken care of so that I could get my certification out of the way. So, to look at influence. One of the person who's probably had the largest influence on my life and really kind of influenced me getting into this business has been my father. He was a college professor in social sciences, so I always kind of grew up around the higher education. I've always seen the incredible value in education, and I think his influence and demand, and pushing me to try and be the best student and person that I can be, something that I bring into the classroom. So now to discuss the personality test, let me pull these results up here real quick. Extroversion put me in the 67th percentile. The highest one I scored on was the intellectual and imagination, and the lowest one I scored on was agreeableness. I do agree with the personality tests. I do think it is pretty accurate. As I kind of reflected and thought about, some of my interactions and stuff, I think this really does align with me. Whether you agree on, whether I fully agree and love some of the results or not, I think it is pretty accurate. So that was pretty cool to take this, personality test, answer some questions, and can kind of get a, just a scientific or measured personality thought of my approach towards life and I guess this teaching thing. Uh, Let me see. And the last thing to talk about, the two leadership theories I felt most aligned with me was the laissez-faire leadership theory and the democratic leadership theory. These are both very similarly aligned. They could argue they do have many similarities. Specifically, why I chose these theories and my kind of approach in the classroom is, you know, be open to new experiences. The one thing I scored the highest on was the imagination, the intellectual and imagination part. That's because I've always been open to new experiences. Me in my personal life, I've done a lot of traveling, a lot of running around the country, doing different jobs, seeing different places, and I think that aligns with laissez-faire theory and the democratic theory. Is I think education is about empowering the students. Again, they're all going to be our age sooner or later, and they're going to have to make many important independent decisions, and they're going to have to definitely be self-motivated. A lot of that kind of determines their success, and I believe if you kind of create general, create clear expectations, and more focus on, hey, do what you need to do to meet these expectations instead of working on, instead of talking about dependent procedures and rules and how this needs to be done. I think the freedom by allowing students to put their own stamp of creativity and their own influence and experiences into their work. I think it empowers them, it drives them, and it creates better ideas. So I think freedom has been professed in this country to go along in the democratic, to discuss democratic theory. I kind of very open to new experiences, and let people making their own decisions, choosing their own leaders, choosing who they want to follow and cooperate and participate with. I think is vital because again, they're going to have to do it sooner or later as they become adults. And for seniors, which I teach, it's coming at them very fast. So I don't think you can start preparing kids to function in the adult world too early. So again, my name is Mitchell Bean. This is my video, and thank you very much.